Hi everyone, I'm Molly and I'm the singer in The Sense, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my testimony with you, so I really hope that this helps you get to know me a bit more and also encourages you through hearing my journey in life so far. So as I already told you, my name is Molly. I am 19 years old and some things that I love are sunrises and sunsets, paintings, basically anything creative I really love to do. I like being quite practical and yeah, I just love expressing my creativity. So yeah, I would say I love anything creative and I love nature as well. I am part of a family of 6. So there's my mum, my dad, then it goes me, my brother and my 2 sisters. And we also have a little dog, she's very cute. Yeah, we're quite a big family and we're also really close and it's a big part of my life. I became a Christian from a very young age. I remember praying a prayer with my mum, I think I was about 4 years old actually, praying a prayer with my mum and inviting God into my life. And yeah, so I would say I've been a Christian for most of my life, but I started to actually get into a proper relationship with God later on in my life, which I will come to obviously later on in the video. We actually moved house 3 times. So I grew up in Heathrow, London area and lived there for about 10 years. And then I moved up north for 4 years and then moved to Essex, which is where I live now, for 6 years. So it's been quite hard to maintain friendships with people and grow friendships. Obviously moving house, it's really hard because you move house and then obviously you meet new people and then you move on again, and then every time you move obviously they've already kind of got friends. So when I moved to Essex, which is where I live now, I moved in year 9, so it's quite a weird year because obviously people have kind of already formed their friendship groups. They've had 2 years already to kind of meet their friends and kind of establish like a friendship group. So then me coming in and kind of just throwing another person into the mix is quite tricky and it can be quite hard to like make friends. I don't know if any of you have moved house and found it quite hard to make friends, but yeah, that was always kind of a struggle of mine. It was always quite hard to fit in, and then on top of that, being a Christian, I always noticed that I did live a bit differently to other people, so that also kind of added to the making it hard to make friends. So I actually remember a specific incident where a group of friends that I was hanging around with actually went bowling, and I saw it on social media and realised that I was the only one that didn't get invited, which was really sad. I remember seeing it and just feeling really excluded, and I kind of started to question like what I was doing wrong, and I kind of felt not good enough because I wondered like why they didn't want to invite me. Was it something that I'd done wrong or something wrong with me? And yeah, it just made me feel like I wasn't good enough and made me question like why people didn't want to necessarily have a close friendship with me. So that was a really hard time and I just felt really excluded and really alone, and yeah, it just wasn't a very great time. So I would say it was year 11 when it really hit me that I kind of had a lack of friendships with people that actually truly cared about me and wanted to make sure I was okay. And it ended up kind of making me isolate myself from people because I was just in such a low mood that I didn't want to do anything, and it ended up making me stop going to church, stop seeing people, and I'd spend quite a lot of time in my room just because I didn't necessarily want to be a burden on people. I remember chatting it through with my mum and we ended up going to get some advice, and I ended up getting diagnosed with anxiety and depression. And yeah, it was just a really hard time in my life. I was just so low all the time and lost the sense of purpose in my life and the sense of joy, and I just didn't really see what the point of life was. It ended up making me feel like I didn't really want to be alive because I didn't really see the point in life and didn't really feel any joy from it. So yeah, it was just a really low time. I would say the one thing that really helped me through all of this was my family, and I really truly believe that that was God sent and that he blessed me with the family I have. Particularly my mum, she really helped me through that time and she listened to me about how I was feeling, and she was one person that was always there for me through it all. I definitely think my family was the main thing that got me through, obviously other than God, because he was the one who gave me my family. So I would say the turning point for me was in the summer of that year, of year 11. I'd finished my GCSEs and basically my family had decided to visit a new church, and obviously I wasn't going to church at the time, so I didn't go and visit with them the first time, but my mum came back after that week and said I should go and give it a try the next week. So I did. I went along and I've actually been going to church ever since again, and I really enjoyed it and I liked the people, and I would say ever since then I just started to find my purpose again in God and my joy in Him, and my purpose in life is to share the same freedom and love that I experience through Christ with other people, so that they can feel that same freedom and love and realise that they're not alone as well. That brings me so much joy, because I no longer wake up and wonder what the point of life is. Now I know what my purpose is, and I know that there is a God that loves me and that I'm never alone. Since then, I've really seen God answer my prayers, particularly in the friendship area. I've been praying for some Christian friends that are my age for years now. Ever since that time when I came back to God since I was 16, I really wanted some Christian friends that were my age and had the same passion as me, and I've been praying for a long time. And finally this year, coming on this year out with Youth for Christ, I've made some really amazing friends with people that are the same age as me, that love God and are also passionate about sharing His love with other people as well. And I've just really seen God answer that prayer this year. I would say the biggest thing God has taught me is that He is always working in the waiting, even when it doesn't seem like it, because obviously for years I was praying for Christian friends and it just didn't really feel like God was doing anything. It didn't really seem possible either. There isn't really many people my age in my church, and now obviously coming on this year out, I've made some really amazing friends, and it just made it really clear to me that God is always working even when it doesn't feel like it. And it also taught me that there's always a purpose in the waiting, because something I realised after coming through that season is that actually I learned to be okay with being alone and it just being me and God, and actually allowed me to just really focus on God and my relationship with Him and putting Him first. So I think that is the biggest thing that all of this has taught me. So now when I struggle because of all of this, I turn to God and I know that He is my friend. And obviously there's still times when I'm feeling a bit lonely or just feeling a bit down, but I learn to turn to God in those times and know that He is there. So I would probably say my biggest encouragement that I can give to you from my story and through what I've experienced so far is to be patient in the waiting. I know it's really hard, and there may be a waiting season right now where you're waiting for something that you really want and you just don't see God working, or you don't understand why it's taking so long, but just know that there is a purpose for your waiting and that you will get through this eventually. Also that you're not alone. You may feel quite lonely right now in whatever situation you may be in, but just know that there is a God who loves you and He sees you and He's with you, and you're not alone and you can have a friend in Him. I really hope that you found encouragement through hearing my story and that it's helped you get to know me a bit more. And yeah, I hope you're all safe and well, and I will see you soon. Bye!